Hey guys, it has been a couple of days and um, I have not come back out to to the garden area to finish cleaning up. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update of what's going on and talk to you a little bit about my struggles with the garden during certain times of the year. I really wanted to post this video to talk about something more closely related to the garden as I try to clean the garden up and get it ready for fall. You see, something that I've always struggled with is trying to find something to grow in the summer months. And I'm starting to wonder if there is anything that I can grow without the assistance of, I don't know, outside influence, right? How do I grow something in the heat of the summer, especially summers like we've been getting, just hot and dry, without trying to implement large shade structures or things that's just going to keep the heat off of these plants? I was able to keep some cucumbers alive and some tomatoes because they do like the heat and they were well established and deeply rooted. But even towards the end, those cucumbers, they started getting a little bitter. They weren't producing as much. Most of the leaves had started to die off. It was very clear that those cucumbers were reaching the end of their life. The tomatoes this year were okay, but I didn't have a massive bumper crop of tomatoes like I was hoping. We certainly had enough to freeze some tomatoes and preserve as much as we could. We made some pasta sauces and marinades and things like that, but we didn't have so many tomatoes that we just didn't know what to do with them. That situation never really came about. It was nice to try to extend the tomato season all the way through the summer and into the early fall to just have fresh cherry tomatoes or slicing tomatoes, and it turned out okay. But again, the plants were really showing their age by the end of that summer. They were heat stressed, losing their leaves, succumbing to disease, a lot of blight. And so I just couldn't find a way to keep them healthy through the year. I've considered adding some sort of shade structure onto the garden to maybe help us grow something through the summer. But in reality, there's about 3 months at least through the year that it just feels impossible to grow anything. When you're talking about the months of May, June, July, these were some really hot months, and I don't know if there's anything that I could have planted. Certainly nothing wanted to germinate except the crabgrass. And trying to keep anything alive at that time just took so much water, and the plants were not healthy, that they really didn't produce all that much. Another struggle that I really had around that time was the bugs. I tried starting pumpkins and some other cucurbit family type plants, and a lot of them just struggled to thrive at all. I had a massive bloom of pumpkins that just sprouted out of the compost pile, and I was so excited for just the potential, the possibility of just seeing a wild patch of pumpkins spreading around my garden. But by midsummer, a lot of it was heat stressed, dying back, succumbing to bug damage, borers. It was just all the things were attacking it all at once. And I feel like it wasn't just the insects, but the insects were a product of the climate, of the weather. The fact that things heated up so fast and so soon that these plants just never really had a chance. That's not to say that I didn't have a good growing season. I'm happy with what we got. In fact, We even had to buy an extra freezer. We definitely needed the extra storage to keep zucchinis, some frozen cucumbers, some other squashes, some tomatoes, of other things, some onions as well. Just a number of things that didn't fit. Oh my gosh, and we have so many green beans. I save seeds. You might have seen, I made a video just recently about saving seeds out of the pole beans that we grew this year. And I was considering on doing a fall planting, but the truth is we have so many green beans in the freezer, I wouldn't know what to do with them if we actually started getting another crop in the fall. And so that's really all I wanted to talk to you about today, was talk a little bit about some successes, but definitely a lot of the struggles that I've had through the summer, just trying to grow something and trying to find something to grow in those months where the garden really is bare, where the tomato plants are dying back, the cucumbers are not producing as well. Lettuce cannot survive in this heat. It'll go straight to seed. And so the only option that I have found is to just let the ground sit bare, which I know is not healthy for the soil. So what do you do when you only have about 3, maybe 4 months of fallow time between your spring and summer growing season and your fall season? I don't know if I can convince Mrs. Honeydew to eat okra, so I don't know if that's if that's an option. We'll try something, but if you have any suggestions, please let me know down below. And as always, y'all be good. I'll see you on the next one.